Hello there, it's Karen here again, and we're back to continue work on our little folio inspired by my Your Creative Studio box that I got this month. And I don't know if you can tell, but I have done a bit more work on this in the fact that I've covered, you saw me cover the inside, I've now covered the whole of the back, just with a combination of the papers from Home Book and Treasure and a few little bits of bunting around the tops from the Beach Huts kit by Shabby Dabby Doodah. And the other thing I've done, as you can tell, is I've sewn around it. I finally got my sewing machine up on my desk, and I just sewed around it, not terribly well, but I sewed around each panel separately. And of course the one I made the worst job of is the one on the front, because I went a bit wonky here. It was quite difficult to fit it into the sewing machine. I think I had it, I don't know, upside down or something, and it was all scrunching up. Anyway, that won't be a problem because of course I will be covering that bit with lace anyway, so that's fine. So that's that, and I thought I'd just remind you of what we're going to be using to decorate this with. So this is the pieces from the Your Creative Studio kit, the April kit. So I've got my bits of tissue paper here. So these are the ones I've got left. I've actually been tearing some of them up, ready to decorate. So I've got those, and then we've got the card, which I thought would be quite nice, make a nice little pocket, or decorate a pocket or something, or tuck. So I might like to use that. Got the stickers. These are the die cuts, or I call them paper ephemera, but yeah, there's a whole collection of die cuts there, so they'll be really useful to use. Might put a couple of those on the front just to bring the whole beach theme onto the cover. Then I've got these sticky notes, and they can be used in a variety of ways. So they can be used to decorate a pocket, or to add as a journaling spot, or whatever, or just to decorate anything with. So I've got those, and then we have these, which is what they call the paper ephemera. So there's a whole pile of these lovely paper pieces with all the beach themed images on, which we did have a quick look through. So I'll be using those as well. So these will be my main embellishing items. I will also probably use some of the things from the Beach Huts kit just to bring that in to get as well. I think I've got a few bits of ephemera left over from before, so I'm hoping I won't have to cut out anything new. I've got a few bits I can just add on. And I've got the things that I've printed again that I can use. So that's those. So that's my kit that I'm going to use. So what I wanted to do to start, oh, and I've got the washi tape as well, and I have used the washi tape actually. Oh, that's gone a bit, that needs sticking down. I had awful trouble getting this paper to stick to the cardstock, which is why I ended up sewing it, and it's still coming up a little bit. So I might just have to glue that down again. I think maybe I should have trimmed this inside piece a little bit. It's too late now. I'm just going to add a little bit more glitter glue in there. Well, at least it's not going to come off because it's, now that it's sewn. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, I felt like I was just gluing and gluing, so in the end I thought the only way around it to make sure it all stays in place is to put some stitching on. So I've got a few bits of washi in a couple of places, one there and one there from the kit. Right, so I think what I wanted to do to start with, let's just put this top on, is to stamp all over this inside with some of the shells and possibly the other bits from the kits. I've got the lighthouse, I've got the seahorse, and I've got 2 shells. So I think that's what I want to do, is just to give this background a bit of a seashell theme. Here's my other bits of ephemera from the Beach Huts. I think I've got 1 or 2 things cut out there, so I might be able to use those too. Anyway, let's get started with doing a bit of this. And I'm going to just take Right, so we're just getting just a bit of a flavour of the theme here. Okay, right. So where'd the packing piece go? I'm just going out the way now. The next idea I have is to add some bits of tissue to this as well, just to make this all, you know, give the background the whole theme. And so we've got these bits. I've just torn off a few pieces. I don't know if they're going to, how many I'm going to need. I'll just tear that piece off there. And also I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to glue them on, because I want to use my glue stick, but I don't want to tear them, so we'll see how it works. Where's my glue book gone? I had one. Right, let's try, oops, no, not those pieces. What was the piece I was going to do? This piece. Let's try this here. So I'm filming this the week following Easter. So we had Easter. So I think in the last video I was telling you about our first part of our Easter weekend, but we'd only got, it was on Easter Sunday, so we hadn't finished all our activities. So Easter Monday was our turn to host the family, which was really nice. So we had everybody over, and we were very lucky with the weather this weekend. We kind of weren't expecting it on Monday. We thought that Monday the weather was going to start to turn, but it was actually beautiful. So we had a nice lunch, and then we were all in the garden most of the day, which was really, really delightful. So I seem to have made a bit of a mess of this one, but never mind. Glue it all down and nobody'd know. And so it may well get partially covered anyway. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to put the envelopes on, but I've kind of been thinking how they might work. I think the danger is I'll try and get overcomplicated and then the whole thing won't shut. So I've got to try and be a little bit circumspect as to what I put on here. Yeah, Richard had bought some plants so that he and Alyssa could do some gardening together, and they had a lovely time. Mostly she just liked to throw the mud around, because that's what you do when you're 4. Didn't really want to plant things, she just wanted to dig things up and spread the mud everywhere, especially over herself. But it was alright. I'd warned Jenny and she bought changes of clothing. I think she got wet several times as well with various things that she was doing. We had to make a potion, so I got out my my food dyes that I use for dyeing paper. And her favourite colour is violet. It's not purple. We're not allowed to say purple. It's violet. And it just so happened that one of the food dyes that I had was violet. So we made a lovely violet potion, which she managed to splash everywhere. But she enjoyed it. She loves water play. And yeah, it was really sweet. It was a lovely afternoon. And the weather was fabulous. Right, so how are we doing? Oh, got another piece. Another piece like that. Shall I just put another piece, make another piece together? Put it over here. Yeah, maybe I'll put it over there. Have I got any bits left that I've torn out? I think I've used them all. Oh, that's all right. Shall I use... or maybe I should just use this piece of script up here. And just put that there. So I had my spring booster jab yesterday. So my arm's a little bit stiff this morning, but then I'm used to that. It's been stiff anyway from the op, so I thought, well, it's a good idea to have it in there, then I won't really notice a huge amount of difference. So there we are. But it's good to get that done. It's nice to have the booster, feel a bit safer. But we have been very lucky so far. Right, quick sip of coffee while I decide what to do next. So I've got a whole pile of envelopes here. I'll just fish them out. Big ones, small ones, long ones. I've got a couple from the actual Your Creative Studio box, so that's a Your Creative Studio one, but they are a bit, they don't lie very flat. They're kind of, because they've had bulky things in them, they're kind of a little bit on the bulky side, but I think I should be able to use them. I hope so. Got a little teeny tiny one there. I don't know if I'll use that. So my thought was, and I'm still not absolutely sure if this is the way I'm going to go with it. I always like it when there's a hidden pocket that you can just, you know, it's not obvious and then you can pull something out. So I thought if I had this envelope here, just there, and stuck it down on each of the 3 sides, and then I had something tucked in here. I just wonder if this is a bit too big and is actually covering too much of the pretty background. That was my consideration. And then what I would do is cut across the top and have another pocket at the top of the envelope where something else would be stuck in. So one would go in behind the envelope and one would go into the envelope. That was the idea. And then maybe have something else, maybe this one, tucked in there, and then have that flapping open and have something that goes in here. What do you reckon? Does that make sense? So once they're all decorated up, it would probably look quite nice. Yeah, I think maybe that's what I'll do for this one. And then there's always the possibility of putting perhaps another pocket or a tuck or something, because this will be very plain. Or the alternative is to go excuse me, go for something a little smaller. This one's a bit smaller, so I'd go for that one, and then that one would need to be smaller too. then you've got that. I could go even smaller than that. What else we got? We got this. No, it's too big, too long. Dum, dum, dum. What else have I got? I've got a little tiddly one here. Well, it's not that tiddly, but maybe. And at least you can see more of the background. Right, I think I'm going to go with plan A, because that's what I wanted to do. Put that there, have this flapping out. Right, so I'm going to have to glue this down first. Glue the envelope shut. And then glue this one to this one, like that. Not too close to the edge, so it's got a bit of room to manoeuvre. Just bring it out a touch. Is it straight? Right. So that can go like that. I think what I'll do is I'll cut it across the top there. So I know. So there's going to be a pocket here. I should put a divot in, but I wait until I've covered it before I do that. The question is, do I stick it down first or do I cover them first? Decorate them first. Because it might be easier to do my inking and things when this isn't connected. So maybe I just need to work out where they're going to go and start covering. So that's going to go there. Right, so I thought this envelope, I did actually have one. What did I do with it? Is it here? Yeah. I had one in my stash that was already folded, and I thought I'll put that there. So I decided to coffee dye it, or I sprayed it with coffee. And what it did is the same as this, I think. It's got this blue interior, and the blue just ran into the coffee. So I've ended up with this really murky, horrible colour, which I really don't like. So I think the best thing to do is not to use that, but actually to possibly just ink all around this, so that you know, to cover up the white. It's very white, but I can ink it, because I didn't like that colour at all. So again, this needs gluing down. So what I want to do, I think, is just to fold this up bone folder in, get a nice sharp crease, and then I think what I can do is put it like that, glue it down here, and this can be a little pocket here. Yeah, and then possibly, can I make this into a pocket as well somehow? It seems daft to use an envelope and not make it into something that can hold things. So I'm just wondering if it's just to cut across the top there and have something tucking in here. I think I might. I think it's a bit long, so I might just cut across there. Yep, so I've got that, and then I can cut a little thumb hole in there, put a little journal card in here. Then I need something to come down the other way, so I could use this one. This is from the Your Creative Studio box, which kind of nestles into the middle there, and that would flip up like that. Now I did actually cut a little bit more out, a little bit more of a curve into this pocket, so that if I decided to use it, because otherwise it's really difficult to get anything in and out, so I could do that. So these are up and down. And then here I definitely want something that will come out like that. So, yep, it'll come out like that. Could that be on the inside of there? Could it be on the inside of here? Or we could have a pocket there. Sorry, can you see? Could I have a pocket here? Or maybe I could use that little card. Something, it's a bit too big, this pocket, isn't it? Maybe there's a pocket that could go here. Because this is an envelope where I must have cut off the flap, so it has to be used as a pocket. So that would be all right there. And maybe this one could go here and flap up like that. Might that work? And that would all flap in like that. That's probably enough. Probably enough things, I think. Right, so that's going to be hinged here, and that's going to be connected here. And then that's going to be a pocket, or it might even be, right, here it is. I could have another little tuck spot or pocket on the front of that, couldn't I? Yes, I could. Right, I think that's the plan. So I'm going to do that, but I think I'm going to decorate them first. At least some of them. So let's start with this piece. I think what I'd like to do is just ink around it all first. So I do have the speckled egg, which I think would go quite well with the colours in both kits, in all three kits actually. So maybe what I need to do is add a bit of that as well as the vintage photo. Just to bring that colour in a little bit more. Right, so I think what I want to do is try and add some of these pieces. I'm going to have to do it as a bit of a collage. So maybe even do some of the tissue paper as well, actually. Would be quite nice, wouldn't it? You see what I mean about that? I'm just taking this bit out because I just don't like it. What can I say? I'm not keen on the jellyfish. So it's got to go. So maybe I can do, oops, that goes with tissue paper. Maybe I can do a little bit of tissue, and then I need to just take away the harsh edges on this. I just have to try and mix in some bits from the beach hut as well, the beach huts. Okay, do a bit of that, or maybe move it down. Let's add some bits of book page because that always adds a little extra element. A few bits and pieces here, small pieces. Okay, just beginning to disappear in my own little pile of things. Right, let's see. I might just want a slightly straighter edge. This little piece from the beach huts. Would that work? Let's just tear a piece off and have a look. Because it's that pale green, which might then you've got a little bit of, I suppose you've got a little bit of writing space there, and that could always be stamped on, or I could do a label on it. Just have a slightly quieter part of the page. So what if I put that in here, and then the tissue paper there, and then that over the top. And then we've got a bit of a gap in the middle, haven't we? We can do something about that. I think I'll put that on last. Well, I'm just going to glue these on. What do I do with my... Oh, there it is. Right, I probably just want to give this a little bit of an ink. Little scrap here. Would that just cover up that space? Bit of tissue next. And then this piece goes on last. Though I actually think I need to straighten it up a fraction along the side, otherwise it comes in too far, doesn't it? Just tear it. Whoops. Turn it over. Get a bit of grip. Right, so we've got a weird bit in the middle here, but I was wondering if we could either add, what if we can add a piece of the ephemera in the middle? Shall we have a look? I don't know how thick it is, I'm hoping it's not too thick. I did wonder about having a lovely, ooh yes, I think he looks rather nice down the middle there, don't you? I'll just double check. No, it's just cardstock. It's not a sticker. It's not quite, it's reasonably thick, but I don't think it's too thick. I'm hoping it's not too thick. It feels like this video hasn't really achieved an awful lot yet. And yet I think I'm running, I have no idea. I've completely lost track of time. How we're doing for time on this. So I feel like I've been doing this for a while and not really got very far. Other than decorating one envelope. I don't know whether just to plough on and do a bit more. So I know there's a sort of amount of editing to be done. Right, I'm just going to give myself a little thumb notch up here. Oh, and he just went through because it's still quite wet. Just trim that. Trim that bit of tissue. There we are. So we've got this piece. I could just do a little bit more just for today. Go across to the other piece, and I'd quite like to bring in the beach huts theme on this side a little bit more. So I'm wondering about a bit of this stripy paper as a starting point. That might just cover the whole thing and then see where we go after that. I don't think I want that, but you never know. So I could do that. What I'll do is try to put it in as far as it will go and then draw around. Draw around it here. So it'll fit around the pocket. That work? Pretty much. Yep. Okay, so we've got that there. Now let's have a look at the other kit. Could use a bit of this. Maybe this is better because it's got more of a greeny look to it. It's quite pastel. Oh, that's another possibility. There's this. Oh, yeah, if I want to bring in the beach hearts, that's a good way to do it, isn't it? Let's see if I can just tear this piece off. Let's see what we can do with these beach hearts. Always slips. Always, always. That's better. I might just tear this down and see how I can fit it in. It is a much lighter colour, but I think I might just have to ink it up a little bit to try and get it toning in. Oh, I've made it too narrow now. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well I have to put something behind there, that's all. Not a problem. Right, I just need to pop this in so I can draw around. Draw around that front piece. It fits. Right, we'll have that there. And we'll have a little something, maybe a bit of washi will go down the side here. But I really need to get this all inked up a little bit more, don't I? So make it, give it that more vintagey vibe. Try and get it toning in with the rest. And the same with this, although this is already in the right tone. Yeah, I'm entirely sure how well those go together, really. I really want to bring in the beach hearts. I'm just not sure how well it goes. Tricky colour scheme, isn't it? Maybe I have to put the beach huts somewhere separate. Maybe I need to stick with this. Let's see what else I've got I could use. I like that better in this position. I'm just going to take that little bit off. Right, I'm just going to glue those down. Ooh, big blob. Maybe what I'll need to do is use the beach huts on the journal cards and things. Bring that in that way. That's what I might have to do. Or just do them on different sections so they don't clash so much. I think I might just want to add a little starfish. Cut off this white bit. I think we'll add the starfish up there. Okay, let's trim that off there. Okay, goodness knows how long this video has gone on for. And if it's super long, I really apologise. I will try and edit it right down as much as I can. But I think that's as far as I'm going to get today. Well, that is it. So I've just got to finish decorating this little pockety doodah. I don't know what I've done with my folio. Oh, here it is. So this is now going to go in here like that. I mean, it could be a clip in, but I like things to be glued in. I think the clips just add bulk. I don't want to do it as clip in. Just holding it there for now. And then it will open up, have a card in here, there'll be a journal card in here, and there'll be another one in the top here. So yeah, just going to carry on decorating next video. I'll come back and do some more. It's going to take me a little while to get through all this, but that's okay, it's really fun to do, and it's lovely to use all these beautiful things. So thank you very much for joining me today, and do join me again for the next video working in this little folio. Bye for now.